Hello, hope everybody's doing fine. I know I'm a little later than a week out from when I did the last video. To be honest, not a lot's gone on. I had an appointment Monday, which was the 13th. It was to follow up on some x-rays that I had done with the doctor, and I found out that my weight had gone up. So I have now topped out at 100, sorry, I wish 100, but 364 pounds. On top of that, one of my daughters was already working. My other one has started working. And since at the moment I'm the only one with a license and teaching them to drive, it's been a bit chaotic with their schedules because sometimes they'll match up. This week, unfortunately, most of it, their schedules were opposite. So one would be, because we live in Arizona bordering Nevada, they work in Nevada, so Arizona doesn't change time zones. Nevada does. So until time changes, Nevada's an hour behind us. Once time changes, we'll be on the same time. So my youngest would get off at 11 o'clock at night, or supposed to get off at 11 o'clock at night, and I'd show up at midnight our time to go pick her up. But by the time she gets done and we get home, sometimes it's going on 2 o'clock in the morning. And now with my oldest, she works over on that side as well, and she's been having to go in at 6 a.m. So by the time we get home, get wound down, sometimes it's 3 o'clock in the morning by the time we're actually going to bed. And then I have to get up again here in just a couple hours to take her to work, and it's been tiring. It's been exhausting, and I've been sleeping a lot throughout the day to try to counter that and be alive. I don't know another way to really put it. What I have done this week is I had gone ahead and I'd taken taken body measurements. So I've already shared my weight. Like I said, 364 pounds has now been my top. Going through my measurements, did my neck. That was 15 and 7/8 inches. My dominant arm, which I'm right-handed, so figured my dominant side is my right, is 22 and a half inches. And that's doing up at this part, right up in here. My chest is 71 and a half inches. My waist is 59 inches. My hips, 69 inches. My dominant thigh is 29 and a half inches, and my dominant calf is 17 and a half inches. Now, though I haven't gone through and gotten much accomplished towards exercise, or my diet really hasn't been too bad. I mean, I've had quite a bit of protein, not as much carbs in that, some here and there, but not too bad. Minus like a Subway sandwich I had one of the days. Other than that, it's the main carbs I've had has been breakfast cereal. What I have done is I have looked into a bunch of the different ways of how I might want to get started better. Years ago, about 17, 18 years ago, I had tried doing the Atkins diet. It actually was doing pretty well for me for the time that I was doing it, but at the time, I was married. I had 2 small children. So I had a lot of things that were kind of interfering in my life to where it was harder with the way our income was, with the way that people ate. It was kind of too hard at the time to do multiple meals at a dinner time, basically making 2 to 3 different dinners in order to go. So I tried to incorporate some of it in, um, using sauces and such that didn't have sugar, more seasonings, stuff like that. But there was still potatoes and rice and everything else. Now, granted, I love Asian food, so we tend to have a lot of rice on average, anyways, though not really as much recently as what we used to. But knowing that when I did then, I was meeting some success, did teach me that carbs are a very big adversary for me. I love carbs. I love breads. I love cakes. Um, Usually, when I get a sweet tooth, it can be picky because it's like sometimes it's a texture thing. I want something that's more like a cookie. I want something cakey. Um, Sometimes I might just want chocolate. Well, going through and looking at different things, I've decided what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to try my best to follow a ketogenic diet. Doing the research on this, it's similar and kind of falls in line a little bit with how the Atkins was, being that you're allowing your body to a degree to go into ketosis. The way it's set up, though, is that one of the standard ketogenic diets that I was looking at and came across, they have two different ones. One's a little bit higher in protein, one's a little bit lower in protein. Starting with the standard one, it's 75% fats, 20% protein, 5% carbs. So hopefully this should really work out for me. Going forward, as it's going to be slow going forward because we're right here at the end of the month, so I'm waiting to be able to do some more grocery shopping, but going with what I do have on hand, going to do my best. Like last night, my oldest and I, we had steak and mock mashed potatoes for dinner. So when I say mock mashed potatoes, it wasn't potatoes. We had taken cauliflower. I took 2 heads of cauliflower and I boiled them until they were tender. Went ahead and we put them through our little Ninja blender and got them down to a creamier consistency. Added salt, pepper, sour cream, Parmesan cheese, garlic, and mixed that in, and it was pretty good. It gives you the texture kind of like mashed potatoes, and it's not a overwhelming vegetable flavor, so you don't really, it's not, but at the same time it's passable. And it's not bad, it's pretty good. So did that last night, and it does keep you full longer. So going to be starting to incorporate more of this sort of stuff in, and it is going to be different because it is changing more of the mindset in some of the ways that we've eaten in the past. Because I know carbs have been bad for me, but you generally always hear how carbs should be giving you energy. Looking at all the information I found on this, the idea behind it is, well, carbs breaks down and basically increases your sugar levels in your blood, which is supposed to give you your energy. It's not a long-lasting energy. Whereas allowing your body to go into ketosis, at least from the way that I've been understanding from everything that I've read and watched and been researching on, is that it allows your body to use your stored fat cells to break it down into energy and to use it and to go from there. So hopefully this will do well. We'll see how it goes. It's my first step of a lifestyle choice that I'm going towards. So hopefully it's great. If I have to tweak some things here and there, we'll see how that goes. If it ends up not being for me, well, then we look and see what else we can do. And obviously, I am looking to incorporate exercise in as I can. I've got all sorts of exercise videos. I've got a little bit of exercise stuff here at the house, and eventually I am looking at hopefully going to a gym and starting to get a little bit more done there as well. So I'm hoping we can get a little bit more going. Um, Again, I'm sorry that I don't have more results or anything to share this week. Being that I do not at this time have my own personal scale, I will try to find a scale when I can. But I am looking largely at not just going by the numbers on a scale for keeping track, but also using my measurements, because I know that just because my weight might not go down like I'd like it to, just because I don't see a difference there or the difference that I'd want to see, doesn't mean I'm not going to not see it with a change in inches. I know that from I used to keep track of it that way before. So for me, that's kind of a positive, because if I don't see it one place, I generally see it in another place. So hopefully we get going well, and maybe some of you have some ideas or things that have worked for you that you might want to share. And well, as we go along, I'll be sharing my journey with you and what goes on there. So we'll see how it goes. So have a good day and hope to talk to you soon. Bye.